Hey, hey, hey. So we are trying something different today. We're going to be doing a story time. Because I have lots of stories and I wanted to talk about them, of course. And I just want to do a different kind of video, just do something different. So today we're going to talk about that one time when I was pregnant and lived in my car. So when I got pregnant with Joey, I was with his biological father, but I wasn't, we weren't together for very long after that, and we had split up, and that's when I met Jason, my husband, online. He was in a completely different state, so I flew him out here. Do not ask me why. Do not ask questions about my safety as a young lady, because that will be another video maybe. But so I flew him out here, and then the plan was, because he said his brother had a house that we could live in while I was pregnant. So I'm like, okay. Well, so we took my car, drove to where he was from. And okay, so I'm from Nebraska and he's from Tennessee. Okay. And so I flew him out here, and then we drove back to Tennessee, which, if you don't know, it's like a 20-hour drive. Like, it's really long, right? We get there and we go and see his brother's house, and it's not in good condition at all. Not even a little bit, not even remotely close. It was very trashed and very just not good. So we went to his aunt and we were like, can we stay here? Because it's the South. And the Bible Belt, of course, they were like, they didn't like that we weren't married, that I was pregnant. We weren't married. Even though it wasn't Jason's child. It wasn't like we had been together and I got pregnant. Like, he literally stepped up and was with me when I was pregnant. And, we've been together for 12 years now, right? So they did not give him the credit that we were treated like an unmarried couple who was pregnant. And so his aunt didn't really want us staying with her either. We ended up staying out at his brother's house, but staying out in the car, and we could go in and use the bathroom, which was broken. It was not working. And it got to the point where I was like, I can't go in the house. Like, I'm not going in the house and walking through all of this stuff. So it got to where we would walk out behind the house in the field and go to the bathroom. And that lasted not very long. Jason had said he heard some coyotes, and he's like, make it quick, we need to get back to the car. So my little pregnant butt, we waddled back, and eventually it got to where, if you're a female and you've been pregnant, you kind of know, like, you hit that moment in pregnancy where you just don't give any more fucks. You know what I mean? It got to the point where I would just open the car door and squat and pee. Like, it was just, and we were right next to a road. It was out in the country, but we were right next to a road. So, it's at nighttime, so the likelihood of somebody driving by was it's not like, in the city. But we got to where we would pee out there, and then if we had to go number 2, we would have to drive about 10 minutes to a gas station, where we would go in the middle of the night. Gas station that also had showers. Did it have showers? I want to say that it did. Anyway, I don't remember correctly, but we would go to this gas station at like all hours of the night. And then it finally got to where we got tired of spending the money on gas, and driving from Jason's aunt's house to his brother's house, which was out in the country, because it's like a 20-minute drive. So we lived in the Walmart parking lot. We would park the car, roll down the windows, and it's Tennessee heat. It is, Joey was born in July, so this was May, June, July. And we parked, and there was like a little stream. I don't want to say swamp, but it was like a little watery area, and we would hear the bullfrogs croaking at each other. It was kind of cool, but it was also very, very hot. And then we would go to his aunt's house once a week and take showers. But once we were at Walmart, because Walmarts at that time were still 24 hours, so then whenever I had to go to the bathroom, we would get in the car, turn the car on, go park up front, and then go in and use the bathroom. I'm sure the employees, late night employees, came to know that we were probably homeless because we were using the bathroom at all hours. It was not the greatest experience of my life. You know, we lived in that poor car, and as it got closer to my birth, to the time where I was supposed to be giving birth, his aunt went out of town, so Jason's mom, who was living with her, was like, okay, you guys can stay here. So we ended up staying there for most of the time when his aunt was out of town, which was nice. And then after the baby was born, she let us stay there, and we had consistent housing after that. I didn't have to live in the car with the child, thank goodness. But we moved to Tennessee in April, and Joey was born in July. So from April, it was about the middle of April, I think, maybe. So it was 2 or 3, maybe 3.5 months that we basically lived in our vehicle, and we would eat a lot of Taco Bell because it was cheap. And we got food stamps, not a lot because of circumstances. It's kind of a long story. We didn't get a lot, and then I think I changed it because, I don't know. Jason and I weren't married. So if you're not married, sometimes you can get more food stamps or whatever. You can qualify for Medicaid stuff if you don't include like your boyfriend's income. And because Jason and his brothers own farmland, even though they weren't getting money from that, that still counted against you with the state, right? So we separated it because I'm like, you know, we got to have like money for food and stuff. So we separated that out. And yeah, so that is the story of being pregnant, living in the car. I have to say, it was a 1999 Buick LeSabre, by the way. Like, it was not a fancy car. It was not a big car. We would sleep in the front seats. We would just recline the seats. And then when morning came, we would go to the front of the store and go to the bathroom. And then find something to do. You know, I was pregnant. I wasn't able to work. Jason was putting in applications, but because it was the town that he grew up in, they were aware of his family and their reputation, so they weren't willing to hire him. I mean, it's a whole long story too, but not my favorite part of my life, but it is you know, a good story. And I've told Joey multiple times. It's kind of like, you know, at the time when you're suffering and you're homeless, living in your car when you're pregnant, and you're wondering, like, how am I ever going to provide for this kid? Like, how, you know, we need to get a place, but we have no money. Like, I can't work because I'm pregnant. And I mean, it was so hard, and it felt like that was just the way it was always going to be. And I think that that's how it feels when you get down and when you're in bad situations, is that it starts to feel like this is my life now. This is just forever where I'm going to be. You know, things are never going to look up. Things are never going to change. And I just have to say that, you know, we moved back out here with my parents, who were able to help us move back out here, pay for everything. And then I was able to get a job, and we were able to get our own place, and we had our own place for 11 years. So even though, if you're in a place like that and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, I don't know how I'm going to take care of my kid, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this situation. This feels like it's going to be forever. It's not. I promise you it's not. It will get better. It's just hard right now. And sometimes you have to go moment to moment, minute to minute. You know, if I can just make it, you know, just like when you have an 8-hour job. Okay, well, in 1 hour, I'll only have 7 hours left. And then, you know, if I can just make it to break time, then I only have this much left. If I can just make it to lunch, then that's half my shift and I only have this much left. So just know. And also, God helps those who help themselves. So don't think or expect that things are just going to happen to you. Go out and look for those jobs. Look for those places to live. Look for help until you can get there, okay? There are people who will help you. There are really nice people who will help you, and there are people who will take advantage of you 100%, but just look for those people. There are places you can go for help. Getting food, like free food, like a food pantry, that's one of the easiest things to get right now in America is if you are having trouble getting groceries, trust me. You know, getting help with your utility bill, getting help paying your rent, that's a lot more difficult than getting some groceries, so, or some food to feed your family. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I hope that maybe this helps somebody, and hope you all enjoy my story time. I don't know how I'm going to do this in the future. I just wanted to do something different, a different place, different position, you know, just mix things up a little bit. So like the video if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, ring that notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video, because you never know what kind of content is going to pop up over here on this channel. I do thank you all so much for watching. Share this video if you find value in it and you feel like it deserves to be shared. You know, if you have any comments or any stories, I would love to hear your story too. So tell me all the things in the comments down below. Ring that notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. I thank you all for watching. I love you very, very much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.